For an ordinary person, evaluating car models can be quite daunting, especially with technical terms added to the mix. One of the most common questions asked is, what is the difference between a front-wheel drive and a rear-wheel drive? How about the four-wheel drive and the all-wheel drive? We'll explain all those in this segment. More importantly, we will help you answer the question, which wheel drive is best for me?
ACEI, exclusive importer and distributor of Volkswagen in the Philippines, is proud to be associated with Techno for the latest in automobile technologies. Rear-wheel drive means that the rear wheels drive the vehicle. Because this system was easy to manufacture, simple, reliable, and durable, it was the system of choice for many years. It is comprised of an engine in front connected to a transmission. The power goes through a drive shaft to the rear axle gears, then to the rear wheels. In this layout, the rear wheels move the vehicle while the front wheels provide steering. For trucks and heavy-duty vehicles, rear-wheel drive offers rugged durability. Also, as the load increases, the traction also increases because the load pushes down on the driving wheels. This layout is more capable to deal with higher engine outputs and vehicle weights. Luxury cars and all true sports cars use this layout. In performance settings, an advantage of the rear-wheel drive is that weight transfer causes traction to be increased with acceleration. The more acceleration, the more weight is transferred to the rear wheels, thus the more available traction, which improves acceleration. This layout allows expert drivers to use various techniques to slide the rear end around corners, which is a skill most useful in racing. Also, it distributes the weight more evenly from front to rear, so each tire carries a more equal share of the load. This results to improved cornering and better potential cornering limits. Lastly, it offers superior braking performance. When the brakes are applied, the weight is more or less equally spread among all four wheels. The rear-wheel drive's weak spot is the poor weather, especially rain and snow. Even with modern traction control, a rear-wheel drive car is more likely to lose traction and spin out. Rear-wheel drive vehicles tend to have more cramped interior due to the driveline tunnel running the length of the car between seats. On the other hand, rather than having an engine up front, a transmission in the middle, and a rear axle assembly in the back, the front-wheel drive consolidates all these in the front of the vehicle. Most modern cars are front-wheel drive because it provides better fuel economy and enhanced space efficiency. The entire powertrain is combined into one unit, allowing increased space for cargo and passengers. With all the weight of the powertrain directly over the driving wheels, it offers enhanced traction on slippery surfaces at relatively lower speeds. Front-wheel drive cars perform extremely well in icy or slippery conditions. These cars also deliver better fuel economy since the vehicle is lighter. What gives the front-wheel drive its strengths also causes its weaknesses. These cars are nose-heavy, which makes it difficult to handle, especially at high-speed, high-load handling. The front wheels have to do two things simultaneously all the time: put the power to the ground and steer the car. This is definitely not ideal for a performance or sporty car. In a high-powered front-wheel drive car that's accelerating, it can be unwieldy and difficult to keep straight. The problem is called torque steer, where the front wheels may jerk side to side. Though electronic traction control systems have placed this under control, the front-wheel drive is still not an ideal setup for sporty performance. This layout is fragile, with the half shafts and constant velocity joints more susceptible to injury. Under harder acceleration, weight is transferred off the driving wheels, reducing traction. And under harder braking, even more weight is placed on the front wheels, causing them to wear out much faster than the rear wheels. While there are several front-wheel drive cars that are performance models, assuming equal levels of power, weight, expense, engineering sophistication in absolute terms, a front-wheel drive car cannot match the maximum capability of a rear-wheel drive car. When we say four-wheel drive in its purest form, it simply means the vehicle operates in two-wheel drive until the four-wheel drive is engaged by the driver. This means that typically the vehicle is on rear-wheel drive until that time the front-wheel drive portion of the system is activated. This is also called the part-time four-wheel drive system. The engagement is controlled by the transfer case by mechanically locking the front and rear drive systems together, forcing them to rotate at the same speed. This part-time four-wheel drive system is for extreme off-road use and is most commonly found in pickup trucks and heavy-duty SUVs. Some part-time systems have an automatic setting that provides the same functionality as a full-time system. The full-time four-wheel drive is also called the all-wheel drive. The system is entirely automatic, requiring no driver intervention. It delivers all of the engine's power to one pair of wheels, usually the front, until it loses traction. When this happens, the system shifts power to the other set of wheels until the car regains traction. Instead of delivering power simultaneously to both the front and the back, if only the rear wheels have traction, then it transfers majority of the power to the back where it's needed the most. The all-wheel drive takes the strengths of both the rear wheel and front wheel drives while minimizing their weaknesses. The all-wheel drive has excellent traction both on dry pavement and in poor weather. This is why the all-wheel drive appeals to performance enthusiasts as well as safety-minded individuals. Some all-wheel drive systems are based on rear-wheel drive layouts, which are more performance-oriented, while others are built around front-wheel drive layouts. All rear-wheel drive vehicles do an excellent job of balancing handling and driving dynamics in any bad weather condition. One disadvantage of this system is its weight, which hurts the car's acceleration, compared to otherwise identical rear-wheel or front-wheel versions of the same car. The added weight also translates to more fuel consumption, particularly if the engine's power has been increased to carry the additional weight. Another thing is the cost. The technology costs more to develop compared to the other layouts. And because there are more components, it means also more expensive maintenance cost. It is the very nature of the all-wheel drive system that is more of a thinking drive system, and thus is the best wheel drive. Auto Techno has been brought to you by Volkswagen Philippines, official importer of Beetle, Polo, Jetta, Turan, Tiguan, and Tuareg in the Philippines.
Which drive systems for you? How do you pick among all of this? It really depends on your needs. The front-wheel drive is fuel efficient, spacious, and gives good traction in slippery conditions. For the ultimate performance in decent weather, go for the rear-wheel drive. Serious off-roaders pick the part-time four-wheel drive. So do those who do tough work in really bad snowy and icy places. For the all-time, all-around, all-weather maximum performance and traction, it's the all-wheel drive. It really depends on the driving you do.